Okay, there we go. Welcome back with Murphy Mac to another episode of the Fitness Beginner Podcast. Hope you all had a great week this week, or great week last week. Today's only Monday, but yeah, I challenge y'all, do something to challenge yourself this week to work towards your goals, to work on your relationships, your career, whatever it is you're trying to do right now in life, whatever your goals are, whatever season of life that you're in. I challenge you, do something every day this week to work towards whatever that is. It don't have to be nothing crazy or spectacular, just one little thing each and every day. And that's how you eventually get there. I like to say, get 1% better every day. So do something to challenge yourself. But yeah, we got a cool little topic today. And this topic is literally what the name of the podcast is about. It's about being a beginner. So if you're brand new to fitness, you want to start here. That's what we're going to do and talk about in the podcast today. But before, y'all know we got to update you about myself. Last week was my first full week back into the gym working out. And honestly, I enjoyed every bit of it. Like, I love getting back into the gym and actually lifting some weights, pumping some iron, pushing myself a little bit. With that being said, though, I am extremely sore. Like, literally every muscle in my body is sore right now. So that part is not very fun, but it was getting in fun. It was fun getting there, getting to lift some weights and not have to worry about running 15 miles every day, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I enjoyed that. It definitely is a challenge, mentally getting back into the rhythm of doing something different, because it's literally since January of this year, I have been doing endurance training for like 7 days a week. Well, 5 days a week up until about May. And then at May, I did it for about 7 days a week. So it's definitely a shift, definitely a change in my schedule and in my routine, because I was doing 2 a days. I was working out before work every day and after work. And now I'm just going to the gym before work. So it's definitely a change of pace. It's a little different, but sometimes change is good. It's good to change things up, because sometimes we can get stuck in those rhythms, stuck in those patterns, and get kind of stagnant. But we changing up. We're getting back into the gym. We lifting some weights. We about to put some weight on. I've already put a few pounds back on since the Ironman. That's probably just water weight and things like that, because I'm not running and biking and stuff like crazy. But yeah, we're gonna try to bulk up a little bit, put some muscle back on. Definitely lost a lot of muscle throughout the Ironman journey and a lot of size and strength. So that's what the goal is now for, like, I guess you could call this the off season, because now it's winter and it's gonna get cold. So gonna try to bulk up, eat a lot of food. You best believe Thanksgiving's this week. We're gonna eat some good food. Y'all already know what the deal is. Speaking of speaking of Thanksgiving, I know it's this week, and I know y'all are gonna splurge a little bit, and that's okay. I'm not gonna shame you for that. I'm gonna splurge myself. That's okay. It's Thanksgiving. You can allow yourself a little forgiveness for one day. But with that being said, don't overdo it for the rest of the week. Like, you're gonna be eating bad on Thursday. Go ahead and set yourself up, prepare yourself for Thursday. Like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday this week, you should be on point with your diet. Shouldn't be going over. Don't be eating any extra calories, because on Thursday you're gonna eat about 3 days worth of calories, and then don't overdo it again on Friday. I know y'all gonna be eating leftovers on Friday, and that's okay. I'll probably be eating leftovers myself, but control your portion sizes. Don't get crazy with the desserts and all the extra stuff. Just focus on your protein first, control your portion sizes, and y'all got this. Don't be too hard on yourself on Thanksgiving. Enjoy yourself, enjoy your family, time with friends, time off of work. Enjoy it, and then get right back on things on Friday. Get back to the gym on Friday. So that's enough about that. We're going to hop into the podcast topic today. And today we're talking about where you need to start when you're starting on your fitness journey if you have no clue where to even start. Like, if you don't know what to even do, where to begin, you're brand new, fresh. You just decided yesterday that you're going to get in the gym and you're going to lose some weight. Well, today we got 6 different segments of things you can do to set yourself up for a successful fitness journey. And that first segment is setting the foundation. So everybody knows when you're building a house, the first thing you build is a foundation. Well, it's the same thing when it comes to your fitness journey. You got to set that foundation. You got to build the foundation. So how do we build the foundation? Well, first and foremost, We set clear goals. We set our goals. Because if you go in the gym and you don't even know what you're trying to do, how you going to work to achieve those goals? So most of the time, when people start their fitness journey, they have a goal in mind. Like people start their fitness journey for a reason. I don't know many people that just randomly started working out just for fun. Either people are overweight, they want to lose some weight, or they're skinny and they're trying to put on some size. They're trying to gain some confidence. They're trying to train for a certain sport. They're trying to do an Ironman or a triathlon. If you're having a midlife crisis and you want to run a marathon, you're training for something, there's always that reason. So figure out that reason, set a clear goal. Make sure, we like to say SMART goals. So SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. So that's SMART goals. Get really clear. I advise, write these down. Get a piece of paper or write them in your notes on your phone. Write them down so that you can go over them and look at them every day or every week, or whenever you're feeling discouraged, go over and look at your goals again. Set clear goals. Have a big goal at the end, like your target goal, have that at the end. And then you also want to set smaller specific goals that build on top of each other in order for you to get there. Because if you just have one big goal at the end, sometimes it can be too far off and too big, and you get discouraged because you never think you're going to hit that goal. So set little small goals that you can achieve over time. This will keep you going, to keep you motivated, and eventually you will get there, get 1% better. And you got to understand your why. So identify those personal motivations for starting your fitness journey. Understand the why. It may be for you, hey, these are my favorite pair of jeans and I love wearing these jeans, but I can't fit in them no more. I can't wear them. So that's a personal motivation. That's going to motivate you to lose that weight. That's going to get you in the gym, give you something to look forward to, something to work and to strive forward. So understand your why. And then not only is it like sentimental things like that where you want to fit into that jeans or you want to look better in pictures with your family, you also got to think of the mental and physical benefits that exercise is going to bring you as well. Say, for example, you're struggling with diabetes, losing weight, dropping some weight. This is going to help with your diabetes. Or if you're struggling with confidence, get in the gym, put some muscle on. You're going to look better. You're going to feel good, and your mental health is going to increase. Like you're going to feel better. You're going to be mentally prepared. You're going to feel better physically. You're going to look better physically. So I'm not even going to get into all the mental and physical benefits because there's a ton of them. That's a whole nother podcast topic in itself. We may have to do that at a later date. So going into the next segment, number 2, assessing your current state. So after we get clear on our goals, number 2, we want to assess our current state. So do a physical assessment. Evaluate your current fitness level. And this goes for strength, flexibility, your cardiovascular endurance, so like cardio, and do a self-assessment or even get an actual assessment done by a personal trainer, a doctor, or something like that to give you a good base idea of where you're at, like where you're starting at, because this is going to determine what kind of workouts you can do, how often you can work out. It's going to determine all these extra factors that go into it. You want to make sure you consider any pre-existing health conditions, any older injuries that you've had. So if you've broken a bone somewhere and it limits your mobility in a certain area, then obviously you got to work around that in the gym. If you can't squat all the way because you got bad knees, well, guess what? You probably shouldn't be doing squats. You got to find a different thing to do. You may have to do the leg press or something that, I don't know. Assess all these things so you can set up a better plan and be more prepared when you go into the gym than just going in there and winging it or going in there and hurting yourself because you're doing stuff you probably shouldn't be doing. So it's very important to have a good understanding of where you're starting at so that you don't get injured and you don't get discouraged in the gym. Because if you're in there and you think you're a lot stronger than what you really are, and you get in there and start lifting weights, you realize, oh, I'm weak. It's going to hurt you mentally. It's going to give you discouraged, and you're probably going to end up quitting your fitness journey. Flexibility is another big one too. You really want to work on your flexibility because I know most people, we're just not flexible. We sit at desks all day. We get stiff, so flexibility is a big thing you want to work on too. And then after you do a physical assessment, you want to do a mental assessment. So reflect on your current lifestyle, on your current stressors, things that trigger you. Reflect on these, figure out what they are so you can work on them when we go into the gym. Gauge your mental readiness for a fitness commitment because it's going to be a change. You're not used to it. You haven't been doing it. It's going to be a change from what you're used to. So you got to like mentally prepare yourself. You got to get ready for that fitness commitment because it's going to be a whole change in lifestyle. Like it's not going to be something you do for a week, for a month, 2 months. Like if you really are serious about this fitness thing, about getting in shape, about being healthier physically and mentally, it's going to be a whole different change in your lifestyle. It's going to be something that you incorporate in your weekly routine. So it's going to be change. It's kind of like at the beginning of the episode, I talked about I'm going through a process of change right now. It's going to be the same for you. You're going to go through a change. It's going to change what you do on a normal basis, what you do in your normal schedule, on your normally work week schedule. You got to incorporate fitness and not only fitness but diet as well into this. So just kind of do those physical assessments and mental assessments to get you a good base understanding of where you're starting at so that you can gauge what you need to do based off where you're starting at. You wouldn't necessarily start in the same place that I'm starting at because we're in two different places. Next segment number 3, create a sustainable workout plan. So I'm not going to deep dive too far or too much into what actual workout plans you should do, what exercises you should do. That's going to differ from person to person. And that's, you can get down in the weeds in that, and it's a long way. But we're just going to go over starting with manageable activities. So incorporate activities that you enjoy and make it sustainable. Don't do things that you don't like. Everybody thinks of the bench press and the squat and the deadlift when you go into the gym. Well, guess what? If you don't like any of those, you don't have to do any of those. There's alternatives to pretty much every lift in the gym that you can do. Find lifts that you like, find different workout styles that you like. It may not even have to be like bodybuilding type workout. It could be CrossFit. It could be calisthenics. It could be the fitness classes, the body pump classes. It could be the TRX classes. It could be a spin class. It's different for everybody. There's so many different ways to work out. So find something that you like, that you can enjoy, and stick with that because that's going to be more sustainable. You're actually going to do that over time. And just begin with 2 to 3 days. I suggest at least 3. You should do at least 3 days a week starting out. You could probably do that for like a year or so. You really don't have to increase it as early as you think. But I do suggest increasing that over time. You will eventually start to hit a plateau and you will probably have to add days in here. But hey, 3 days a week, that's a great place to start. And you want to choose a balanced workout routine. So what do I mean by balanced? I mean, you want to include strength training, you want to include cardiovascular exercises, so cardio, and you also want to include flexibility work, so like mobility workouts, exercises, things like that. So you want to do all 3. You want to build muscle strength, you want to work your cardio system, do some running, stair climbing, walking, whatever, and you want to work on your mobility, on your flexibility. Because as we get older, we lose that flexibility. So you got to work on it so that you don't lose it and that you can get better at it. It's very, very important that you keep a variety of fitness in your routine. So I know we'll get stuck on the things that we like to do most of the times, which is what you should stick to the majority of the time because that's going to keep you coming back. But you also need to incorporate these other things into your workout routine as well, because if you don't use it, you'll lose it. So, and cardio, that's just good for your heart health. So you want to work your heart. Strength training, good for your muscles, obviously. Flexibility, and that's good like for your body, for your posture, things like that. Bending over, tying your shoes, touching your toes, scratching your back. You need flexibility for these things. Segment number 4, nutrition, nutrition, nutrition. Everybody tries to make nutrition so hard, and it's really not. It's really not that hard. But I would honestly say nutrition is the hardest part of anybody's fitness journey, period. I don't know anybody that don't necessarily not struggle, but like don't think nutrition is kind of the hardest thing. Because to me, I don't know, maybe people's opinion are different, but nutrition to me is the hardest by far. Because there's so many different ways to go about it. And there's so much junk out there nowadays that makes it so easy and so accessible to just eat junk food all the time. And it's cheap. Junk food is cheap, way cheaper than eating healthier food to a certain extent. Like snacks and stuff are always cheaper. But if you actually buy like Whole Foods, good foods, it's really not that expensive. If you meal prep like I do. When I meal prep, I literally meal prep a whole week's worth of food for like 20, 30 bucks. That's cheap compared to going out and eating a fast food meal, which is at least $12 nowadays. I don't know any fast food meal you're going to get for less than $12. Like even McDonald's is that expensive now. So we want to focus on eating a balanced nutrition, like a balanced diet. So what does this mean? This means a mix of lean proteins, whole grains, fruits, and vegetables. That's balanced. You want to eat from every food group, every natural whole food group, not like junk food, obviously. You got to eat that well-rounded diet. If you're vegetarian, obviously not going to be eating meats, but still you want to eat whole foods. If you don't know what whole foods are, I talked about them a little bit on the podcast last week, but whole foods are single ingredient foods that are in their natural state that have never been altered. So think of fruits, not frozen fruits or processed fruit, not fruit juices, whole fruits, vegetables. Eat things in their raw state. I mean, they can be cooked. If you're eating, you can cook them, but don't process them in any way. This is a whole food. And then next for your diet is your hydration. Hydration is a lot more important than most people realize. I know everybody always hears, oh, drink your water. But it actually has a bigger effect on you than you think. Because a lot of the drinks that y'all drink that are not water, you get a lot of water through those because waters are normally the base of them. It's like sodas and things like that. They all have a little bit of water in them. So that's how your body still functions because you're still getting a little bit of water. But if you would actually like give your body plenty of water that it needs, you would see the benefits from it. Being hydrated helps more than you realize. If your pee is yellow, you probably should be drinking more water. Like that's a good indicator if you're drinking enough water. And if you're not peeing a lot, you're probably not drinking enough water. Because if you drink water a lot, you typically got to pee several times. That's the only downside of drinking water is you got to get up and pee like every hour. But honestly, I'd rather feel better and pee more than not feel so good and pee less. Some tips to incorporate water into your daily routine more: carry a water bottle. And when I say a water bottle, I don't mean like a regular like 12-ounce water bottle. Carry a bigger water bottle, not a huge one, not like one of them hydro jugs, because you ain't gonna carry that junk around. That's way too big, way too heavy. Get you something about around 32 ounces. The bottle I have that sit on my desk, it's actually like 40 ounces. Get you something around 32 ounces. That's a refillable bottle, and just carry it around with you. If you work at a desk, put it on your desk right there in front of you so you see it. And my rule of thumb that I go by is every time I look at that bottle of water, I have to take a sip of it. Like that's my policy to make sure I'm drinking, because I'll leave it right there and never take a sip. But ever since I started that, where if I look at it, I have to take a sip of it, it helps a lot. Like I'll go through like a gallon of water a day, basically. Just carry the water bottle everywhere you go. If you go into the gym, water bottle. You going to work, water bottle. You're sitting around the house on the couch, put a water bottle right there beside you. And then subconsciously, you'll start to drink it more and more. And I know people are like, oh, I don't like the taste of water. It don't taste good, whatever. Like, honestly, water is not that bad. Like, it don't even have a taste for real. So just drink it. It's not that big a deal. And if you have to, put some flavoring in it. Put some Mio in there or something. Put some kind of flavoring in it. Just make sure it don't have a ton of sugar. So yeah, that was segment number 4. And the next segment number 5, we're going to do build a support system. So who is your support system? Your friends, your family, your coworkers. Share your fitness goals. Share it with your loved ones so that not only can they get inspired by you, but they can hold you accountable. If you put yourself out there, if you share it with other people, you tell other people, oh, I'm going to lose 15 pounds. This makes you more accountable because you're telling other people. You don't want to tell somebody that you're going to do something and then not go through with it and not do it, it looks bad on you. So by you telling other people, it's going to hold you more accountable to yourself. And it may also inspire them to do something too. So it's a win-win situation. Share it with your friends. Encourage them to join you on your journey. So then, hey, you may have a little gym partner. You may have a buddy to go work out with. And then y'all can kind of hold each other accountable. Y'all can compete with each other. And everybody's getting in shape. I don't see nothing wrong with that. If you have to, join an online community. Join a local fitness group. Facebook has a ton of fitness communities on it. So these can be good for motivation, for guidance. If you have questions, ask people in there. Ask people where they're getting up to work out at and go join them for a workout. Participate in your fitness classes. Most gyms have some kind of fitness classes that are led by a coach. Spin classes, body pump classes, yoga classes, everything like that. Do them. Join them. They're fun. They're engaging. They're encouraging. They're motivating. And you get to do it with everybody else in there. Y'all can all suffer together. But it makes it not as bad when you get to do it with other people. So find you a accountability buddy and y'all go knock it out the park together. If you're in, well, I guess you don't even have to be in the area, but if you don't have a Facebook group to join, there's one that I'm in. It's called Ready, Set, Goal. It's on Facebook. It's a group where it started about triathlons, but it's kind of transitioned into just an overall support group about getting in health, getting in shape, getting healthy, supporting each other, working out, everything from triathlon to ninja warrior workouts to regular gym workouts, whatever it is, it's all about supporting each other, picking each other up, holding each other accountable. So yeah, check it out on Facebook. It's called Ready, Set, Goal. And I'm in there, and several other people from our community is in there as well. Last but not least, segment number 6, and this is a big one: overcoming challenges. There's going to be very many obstacles that get in your way on your fitness journey. I don't care who you are. There's going to be an obstacle at some point. It's going to be some kind of challenge that you're going to have to overcome. It's going to make you want to quit, and you probably are going to quit for a little bit. It may happen, but hey, you got to overcome it. You got to get back in the gym, get back after it. So just know that you can always overcome like these fears or these setbacks that you have. And if your fear is actually going in the gym and working out, just know that people probably ain't paying attention to you for real in the gym like you think they are. Just because somebody looks at you or glances you at one time, that don't mean they're paying attention to you, judging you. Like, what is this person doing? Why are they doing that? What the heck are they doing? Like, no, nobody. Most people in the gym, they're worried about themselves. They got the headphones in. They're zoned in. They're doing their own thing, worried about their own self, thinking about what they're going to do later that day. They're not worried about you. So just go in there and do it. And you got to remember, everybody started at zero. Everybody started in the same place that you're in. They was at the same place you were in, and they probably felt the same way, but they stuck to it. They got more comfortable in the gym as they went along and started achieving their goals. So just remember, you can't compare your chapter 1 to somebody else's chapter 10. So they may be way ahead of you. That's okay. You'll get there. Just keep grinding, keep going. And also you got to have a mindset shift. So it's important to have a positive mindset. You got to celebrate those small victories, celebrate the little progress. If your goal is to lose 50 pounds, well, when you get to 5 pounds, when you get to 10 pounds, celebrate that, because that's a small stepping stone to get you to that 50 pounds. Once you lose 10 pounds, guess what? Now you only got to lose 40 pounds. So celebrate these small victories. Have a positive mindset. Hey, if you lost 10 pounds one week, but the next week you gain back 2 pounds, you can't let that beat you up. You can't let that be the end of the world. You can't just be like, oh, well, I can't do this. I'm putting weight back on. You got to stick to it, because if you keep doing it over time, you will get there. You just got to keep that positive mindset. Don't let little things deter you from your goals. That's why I said set clear goals. That was number 1. First and foremost, set clear goals and don't stop. until you achieve them. Keep a positive mindset, and you will get there eventually if you get 1% better every day. So that is my 6 segments of where to start on your fitness journey when you start from scratch, when you're starting from nothing. So number 1, setting the foundation, setting your goals. Number 2, assess your current state, a physical and mental assessment so you know where to start at. Number 3, create a sustainable workout plan. If you don't know what to do, Google one. Literally type in your age, your sex, your goal on Google and type in workout plan at the end, and one will pop up. Just follow it. There's plenty of free workout plans out there. Number 4, your nutrition. Eat whole foods. Keep it simple. Don't eat processed foods. It's got a long expiration date. It's processed. You probably shouldn't be eating it. Number 5, build a support system. Tell your friends and family. Get accountability buddy. And y'all work out together and y'all can hold each other accountable. And number 6, overcome those challenges. Overcome those obstacles because they're going to happen. They're going to come full force, and you got to figure out a way to overcome it and keep going. So yeah, with all that being said, I encourage you, take your first step, commit to your goals, and go get it. Y'all got this. It's not that hard. Y'all try to make it harder than what it is. So yeah, that's the podcast I got for y'all today. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. I hope y'all got something from the podcast. Take it, apply it in your own life, in your own fitness journey, and let me know how it works out for you. I hope to see y'all in the gym next week. Hey, come to the Y, work out with me. I love to get a workout in. Hit me up. If y'all have any topics for the podcast, let me know. Follow me on all my socials, Murphy Mac Fit or Murphy McCammon. You just look me up. Follow the YouTube channel, the Fitness Beginner Podcast on YouTube. I post the live streams on there so you can go back and watch it if you want to. Or if you want to watch the audio version of the podcast, it's on YouTube. Check out the live streams. And if you tune in on Apple or Spotify, leave me a review. I appreciate it. Give me 5 stars, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think about the podcast. We want to get better. Just like y'all want to start y'all's fitness journey, get better and hit y'all's goals. I want to start. Well, I've already started my podcast journey, but I want to get better, hit those goals so I can help provide as much value to y'all as possible. Thanks again for hanging out. Tune in next week for another episode of the Fitness Beginner Podcast. Peace, love, protein. We out.